Tonight's a special night in the Mad Scientist Lab. ThrOG3 3.0, its exterior shell and chassis are completely assembled for the first time ever. Ever since I started working on this thing, there have been pieces that weren't made, or they were made and they were stripped off for different reasons. This is the first time the entire exterior and PC caddy have all been assembled at the same time. But even more exciting than that, all of the linear actuators that motorize different parts of this beast are wired up and fully operational for the very first time ever. I've been thinking and dreaming about this since I was 14, and I've been planning it, designing it, building it, buying stuff for it for almost a full year, and it's finally in operating condition. Now, that being said, it's cobbled together for a proof of concept, so if you see wire nuts and ugly cabling, please forgive me for that. It will be cleaned up and trussed up. It'll be a much more professional presentation in the final version. This is just a kind of a prototype type thing. So, with that being said, I want to show you the sim pod is completely closed up. Come around the side here, you can see. Completely made it up with the back of this. No way in or out as it currently sits. So one may ask, if it's all closed up, how do you open it up? That's because I got this thing wired to a wireless key fob. So I hit this button here, and the main chassis comes back 30 inches. But wait, there's more. Hit this button here, and the shell extension will come back. It was originally 24 inches. I think it's down to about 21 and a half now with some of the modifications I made, but it opens it up a little bit further. And we come around the side here. Turn this light out. Now, when we come around here, as you can see, a lot of the peripherals and control pieces that I had in here earlier, I stripped out. I wanted the cabling out of the way. I didn't want to take a chance on getting dust and whatnot into things while I was working with these actuators. But we still have the control panel over here with its temporary faceplate and labeling that will be updated later. And we have a number of actuators that do different things. For instance, these two also move the shell and chassis. In case the wireless would go out. The nice thing about this is I've got room to play with, so I can adjust it. See, we're all in here tight now. This is about where I like things when I'm playing flight sims or space sims. But it's a little too close for driving. I'm a little scrunched up. Or if I want to do mouse and keyboard, I'm scrunched up. So I gave myself a little bit of room to play with here. I can move the chassis up. Give me better ergonomics for the steering wheel, for the mouse. But I have a little bit of room to keep the shell closed up. Now, what else do we have here? Let's see. What could P possibly stand for? I think that stands for pedals. The pedals move in and out 10 inches to accommodate different leg lengths of different people who may be operating this beast. And then S stands for seat. It moves very slowly, but the seat moves in and out 6 inches. I won't make you wait for the whole thing to move in and out because it takes forever, but you get the idea. And then up here we've got M and K. So the K stands for keyboard. You may have seen in some of my other videos or pictures, I have a 60% keyboard slotted for this spot right here. That's for when I'm in game or in any kind of instant message, stream, whatever, and I want to type very quickly, short messages. It's not intended for long sessions when I'm writing or doing web administration, that sort of thing. But I do have a 100% keyboard underneath the steering wheel here. Bring this in a little bit. And let's see. Here she comes. She swivels around. And there we go. Numpad, whole 9 yards. And then M stands for microphone. I want to use this for various things, making videos, streaming, whatnot. But I really can't stand a mic in my face. If I'm not directly, immediately using it, I wanted it out of the way. So I put it up there, and I've not tried it yet, but I've read a number of reviews saying that this is actually a pretty decent position for picking up voice for different things. But I thought, what if I want it closer? What if I want it to do something a little more intimate? So I put the microphone on a actuator as well. I thought about putting this on one too, but it's just a little too much for something I don't even know how much I'll use it. But I have it here in case I should want to use it, but when I want it out of the way and I want it out of my face, I got a button for that. Now, when this thing's completely closed up, rolling here snug as bugs and rugs. When it's all painted, it'll be black, gunmetal gray, that sort of thing. It's going to be very closed in. It's going to be very snug. It's going to be very intimate. As things currently stand, as you can see, there's quite a bit of light bleeding through different places. Here at the top, on the sides. I have some plans to plug those holes up to where there's less light coming in. But even if it doesn't work completely, I have the room lights wired to remote control. And as you can see, with the room lights off, it's very dark in here, even with the holes. So I think, once I get it all done, it should be completely enclosed, should be completely segregated from the real world. And it's going to be awesome. One last thing, I haven't wired this in yet, but I am going to put a key switch in line with the power source to the wireless functionality. The idea will be with the key turned off and removed, a person won't be able to use the wireless, unless of course they tear a panel open and hotwire the thing like a real car. But the idea is to be able to close this up, primarily to keep the cats out of it. But just because I like to have things secure, I'll be able to close it up wirelessly. Then take the key out, and it will effectively be lock closed. So there you have it, a full motor test, all actuators in operating order, the chassis and shell put completely together. All I have to do now is wire it up for real, put in all the guts, and take her for a test spin.